for every 10 people, 5 quit within the first year. Like, you know the statistics, but the ones that stay are solid. They're strong. I'm a top player. I like crushing half guard. I like attacking from half guard and side control and mount. My end goal is to see my guys super successful. Like, get to the UFC, make your millions, retire. That's what I want. It's pretty trippy when you see the little hole where the cave is, and then you look down and you don't see anything until you turn the flashlight on. That is scary.
All right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with William Martinez. William, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. I just finished up my morning session in Morristown. I'm doing really well. Feel good. Uh, Back in it tonight to teach the kids and the teens, just like any other Friday.
That's awesome, man. And talk to us a little bit more about what you kind of do and your background with MMA and whatnot.
So I've been doing martial arts for 20 years now. One of the probably when MMA first started being popular in Philadelphia, we were Steve, me, a couple of Fight Factory guys back that he had touched on were fighting on the first couple legit shows in PA. So I guess a pioneer of MMA in Philadelphia and even Pennsylvania. So I've been doing it for a long time. I have a school in Mayfair, and I have just opened up another school in Morristown, New Jersey. So it's been 15 years as a school owner, 20 years overall of competing and fighting. So
Wow.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a long time, man. That's awesome. And talk us a little bit more about some of the best athletes that you train at some of your gyms.
So I've been around some of the greatest or some of the best fighters in Philadelphia for a long time. As you know, I started fighting at the Fight Factory, which is Eddie Alvarez, Zach Makovsky, Steve McCabe. We had like the who's who of MMA at the time, and I was fortunate enough to train with those guys. I think every one of those guys is super talented. I won't take anything specifically, just that a lot of them are really well rounded. Like my school, we tend to be really well rounded. We're good on the feet, but some guys just specialize at certain things. Like for example, our heavyweight Chris Dawkins just tends to knock people out, but he's well rounded. He has really good wrestling, amazing jiu-jitsu. Kyle's is another one. I'm glad he finally let his hands go, got a knockout. We have Matt Turnbull, well-rounded, Chris Saida, and I can just keep on and on and on and on. So, like, I think they each bring different attributes to the team that makes them specialists in that area. So, and they've done amazing things. You can't pick out one from the other, you know. And
Yeah.
we have a young kid, Brandon Bohannon. He's amazing. His wrestling's amazing. His jiu-jitsu's amazing. Malik's also that way too. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant, but they're all just amazing in their own way. So it's hard to pick one.
Yeah, no, it definitely sounds like you got a fantastic group of guys that you've been around. And when it comes to owning a gym, I mean, what's maybe some advice to somebody that is maybe looking to open up a gym in the future one day?
Uh, I don't know. It's like I was the driving force. I really wanted McCabe to really do his own thing. It's not easy. People think, especially now, because there's so many different gyms and they offer so many different programs every day, all day. Gi, no gi, kickboxing, MMA. It's tough right now. But if you really want to commit and you really want to own your own program and see your own students with your own style, I just tell you to do it. But it's not going to be easy, especially the first like 2 years is going to be really tough as you build momentum and you start building your style. Uh, but it's a gateway for you to travel, enjoy the world. Everywhere you go, you travel, you meet new people. People come to visit you, and like the kids from Colombia, kids from South America. I mean, they come and visit, and then you just tend to just keep that ball going. But it's not going to be easy. That's the only thing I tell you. It's one of the hardest things I ever did, but also the best thing I ever did for myself. If
That's
that
all.
makes sense.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. That's definitely some awesome and good advice. And when it comes to your gym, I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite drills and techniques that you like to showcase kind of to your students and athletes?
I'm a top. I'm a top player. I like crushing half guard. I like attacking from half guard and side control and mount. On bottom, I play a lot of half guard. I don't do it when I compete because I feel like when you have an MMA mindset, you feel like you're dominating on top and you're controlling. But if you put me on my back, I'm just as good. I train my back all or my guard all the time. I specialize in top half and bottom half guard. That's where I think I'm the best when it comes to gi and no gi jujitsu. So we just primarily are pressure passers. Like you come to my school, everyone just pressure, pressure, pressure. I've been told that by people that have visited or people that come from other schools that want to come in and train. They all say the same thing. Man, you guys are all just pressure passers, just like to pass. Like old school jujitsu was like you pull guard. If you pass, you won, and if you couldn't, you got submitted. And that's how I kept that style, and to this day, we just grind.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. That's definitely cool to hear. Now, when it comes to your training, do you like to stick to maybe no gi? Do you do a mix of both? How's that kind of work?
I do it all. There are sometimes where I'll go through streaks where I'll just do mainly no gi and like one gi class, and then the next month I feel like, oh, I want to do more gi, or I'm sparring on Sundays, or I'm doing the kickboxing class. When you've done it for so long, you need to kind of mix it up a little bit to keep it interesting. So when I feel like I've done too much jujitsu this week, I'll go in and I'll spar on Sunday, and then I'll do like one round of jujitsu, where I'll do 2 rounds of nogi, and I just keep it fresh. If I'm tired, I'll do the kickboxing class, and I'll throw some hands, or just wrestling, just to keep mixing it up. But I like it all. Really, I like it all.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, speaking about switching it up, I mean, when it comes to music, I mean, what are the vibes kind of like in your gym? What kind of music do you like to play when you're in there coaching?
Like honestly, I just let 4 or 5 different guys play their own music, and I just listen to all of it. Like none of it really bothers me except this new rap, which I can't understand anything they're saying. So Matt Turnbull has an old soul. He plays 90s rap, hip hop, 2000, early 2000. Chris Hill likes heavy metal. Matt Hill plays a lot of little bit of country. So everybody has a different style, and when I put mines in, I just tend to just put like 90s workout music just to keep the tempo going and keep everybody moving. But I enjoy all music. I don't really have a preference.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, when it comes to MMA, I mean, what's maybe some of your goals that you might have for yourself in your gym at the moment?
Trying to get a couple guys back up to the big show right now. I know after COVID, we had a good run in the UFC. Those guys are trying to get back in the UFC. Hopefully, get Chris Saida back rolling. Uh, get get a couple of the amateurs more fights, and just keep the ball rolling. I mean, it's hard right now because there's just so many shows, and it's tough. There's just so many fighters. But if we keep winning and we keep growing as a team, I don't see why more of those guys can't get into the bigger shows, the PFL, Bellator, which obviously is PFL, or even the UFC again. But the main goal right now is just keep winning.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's definitely a good goal. Now, when it comes to like your students that you have at the gym, I know everybody is different, but like if you just started like brand new and you're looking to get a fight, how long would it take training wise, like to kind of recommend before you go out there and get your first amateur fight or something like that?
Well, it depends if you come in with experience and some other background. Like if you come in and you're a wrestler, I know we got a couple kids that are good wrestlers right now. I would say about a year and a half of grinding, sparring. But I'll say about a year and a half. One thing about me is I don't like to see my fighters get demolished or get hurt. Some schools you go in there and 6 weeks, 7 weeks, you're fighting, and then the kid gets knocked out. He never fights again, or he gets hurt really bad, or he just gets beat up. I don't like seeing that. Even when we lose, our fights are really, really competitive because we all train together for the whole year. We do our MMA classes, we do our sparring, we do our conditioning. And yeah, we don't win them all, but guys look good. They don't go out there and get beat the hell unless they get caught in a quick submission, which really rarely doesn't happen. But I like my guys to be prepared so that I'm confident that they're confident, and they're ready to go. Because I see some of these fighters, they shouldn't be in the cage, but like, who am I to say anything? Like, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
they come to my school, they get recommended to come to my school, and I said, dude, you shouldn't have been fighting. And I guess that they feel some type of way, but they don't come back, or guys want to fight too fast. And that's time away from me too, because you're just coming onto this team 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and now you're asking me to go to Pittsburgh to corner you for a fight that I don't even know your style. Like, I don't even know your grit. Like, I don't know anything about you. So it's not fair to the coach either for you to come in and be like, oh, I want to fight next week. What's fair to the school and the coach is that you put your time in and you grind with your guys so that those guys have your back, and then you fight. We've been like that as long as I've been in business, and that's why probably I don't have 300 fighters on my team. I have a good 20, 25 guys that are all grinders. They all help each other at all levels. Pros help the amis, the amis help the pros, and that builds success. It's just simple as that.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. That definitely makes a lot of sense too that you mentioned that. And when it comes to cornering, I mean, talk to us a little bit more about the behind the scenes with that, and maybe some of your favorite memories that you might have had during your coaching run, or during your cornering run, I should say.
So just seeing the guys, like, my end goal is to see my guys super successful. Like, get to the UFC, make your millions, retire. That's what I want to see. That's the end goal for me. Cornering is tough because you tend to share the same emotions the fighters do because they are your fighters. I haven't to this day been able to disconnect myself from that, to feel the emotions, when certain guys get hurt or they get knocked out, which happens. It's fighting. It really hurts me. Like, it really affects me, and puts me in a it puts me in a really down, depressed position for a few hours, and I feel their pain, and just to see them win their first UFC fight, or see them win their first title, and going out and having a beer and watching them hold the belt, or getting back to the hotel and eating pizza and watching them laugh and enjoy and be like, I don't even remember the fight. That's the stuff that I enjoy the most. The camaraderie after the fact, leading up to it in the locker room, the nerves, and just telling them. I tell every fighter the same thing. Everybody hits hard, everybody's strong, and everybody's fast. As long as you know that going in, you're going to put up a great fight. And again, it is fighting. You take a wrong shot, you get guillotined, your hands are down, you get knocked out. It is what it is. But if you look at our track record, we've been pretty successful.
Yeah, no, you guys have definitely been pretty successful. Now, do you have any cool like memories and stuff that you could share when it comes to like after a fight, like you mentioned, like having those beers or sharing pizzas with your fighters? Talk to us more about that.
Uh, like, I think one of the craziest experience I had was when I took William Wolk to Colombia to fight. So we went out there and we fought for promotion, to turn him pro, and the promoter never told us that the fight would be outside on top of a mountain somewhere. So that took me back to the old days of MMA. Like, obviously they had referees, they had weigh-ins, weight classes, but that took me back, way back, like when we would just show up to a gymnasium and just fight. It wasn't this huge event where we didn't even know who you were fighting half the time. So it gave me those vibes. We were warming up outside on the dirt and the grass inside of a tent. Uh, you got 2 rows of hand wrap and one tape, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that brought me back to the old days. And then when obviously Chris fought Derek Lewis, that was huge. The camera crew with us, and I got to meet those guys, and that was a new experience. uh the PI was also a great experience. The what is the smaller arena, what do they call it,
The Apex, right?
the what was it?
The Apex, right?
Yeah, the Apex. It was, how odd it is to hear the other coach coaching his fighter while you're trying to coach your fighter. You can hear a pin drop. You can hear them breathing. That was another crazy experience that I had too. There's just a lot of them. They're all fun. It's just all in your memory bank. So when you retire, you can sit back, have a beer, and just tell your grandkids or kids all these crazy stories of MMA. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's definitely a pretty cool experience that you've had. Now, when it comes to you, I mean, outside of fighting, I mean, what else do you typically like to do when you're not in there, like coaching and running your gyms?
I just like being at home with my family. I don't really like to do much. I come home, I watch anime with my kids. We just hang out around the house. I grill. We have a fire pit, but the majority of the time you'll find me at home. If I'm not at the school, I'm at home, and I live pretty simple. During COVID, I traveled so much for the guys to fight Miami, Vegas, Ohio, that it kind of burned me out a little bit. So now I just enjoy being home watching TV.
Yeah, fair enough. That definitely makes sense. Now, you mentioned a little bit of traveling. I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite things that you might have seen when you were traveling?
I just did a trip in DR, an MMA trip to DR, and we went up and we were swimming inside of a cave, like a natural water spring, where you had to climb down and you needed a flashlight. And without the flashlight, you couldn't see. I mean, it was pitch dark, and there were people, all people swimming, ju- just jumping into that water because I'm not a strong swimmer and not knowing what's in there, and that was an amazing adrenaline, uh, like just it's being like on a roller coaster, jumping in, not knowing, and being able to share that with the other fighters and friends, and just like stuff like that. Uh, Puerto Rico's also amazing trip. I go train and we go into the waterfalls. We also do a lot of snorkeling and water activities. That's the stuff that I like just crazy stuff like that, where you have to climb up a hill and then you see this amazing waterfall and you get to swim in this area where really few people have ever been. Uh, yeah,
That's awesome. That definitely sounds like a pretty cool experience. Now,
yeah,
something else that's pretty cool.
it's pretty trippy when you see the little hole where the cave is, and then you look down and you don't see anything until you turn the flashlight on. That is scary,
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, definitely sounds scary, man. Now, another thing that's pretty cool about you, man, you got some pretty sick tattoos, man. Talk to us some more about some of your favorite tattoos you have.
That's where I'm going now. When I hang out with you, I'm gonna go get the other side. I have so I love the Japanese culture. I love the Japanese mindset. I'm going to Japan in October. So
Nice.
I was supposed to do my 40th birthday trip in Japan with a group of my friends, and then COVID hit and it killed that. So it kind of, well, besides the school being shut down, it kind of killed me. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to do it. And then we had freaking 5 miles, and my buddy Steve was like, yo, we got to go again. So we revived the trip. We're going to go in October. So we're going to try to do all the major cities for 10 days. So I have a samurai on this side, the koi fish, yin and yang on my ribs, and then a samurai on my arm. And on this side is my anime side. So I'm just gonna go today and get that shadowed and filled in with like Japanese rope to kind of center it so it doesn't look so empty. And then that's it for me. And that's it. This shit hurts. That when I like the older you get, the more it hurts. I just can't do it anymore.
Fair enough. That definitely makes sense. That's definitely some pretty sick tattoos. Now, one thing about me is I'm a Taekwondo instructor. I've been teaching for 6 years, and I started Taekwondo when I was 5 years old. So it's been 19 years now. So I love martial arts. And with all the guys I have at my gym that I teach at, what advice do you give to them to keep on coming into the gym and to keep on getting better and better every day?
So now it's hard to give advice. What you have to do as an instructor is you have to make your classes memorable, right? You have to switch it up every time. Like, so every couple of weeks, I switch it up. I just
Yep.
throw a curveball in there. So I have a lot of beginners in Morristown. Today, I was like, you know what? We're going to drill the whole hour. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start 3 minutes on top. You're going to do two arm bars from bottom. Your partner on top is going to pass, go to side control, do a Kimura. So you're going to do it again. And then we drilled it live. I said, okay, continue your arm bars, two arm bars, let him pass, and once he gets to side control, go live. And we did this for the whole hour, and everybody was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So as an instructor, it's up to you to keep these guys going and interested in your class. And then there's certain times where guys are like, oh, I don't know, and just say, hey, where else would you be if it wasn't for jujitsu? What else would you be doing? Sitting at home, doing this, doing that, doing stuff you're not supposed to, getting fat. So, like, that combination of you letting them know what life would be without it, and then you as an instructor making training next level, because it gets repetitive, right? Jiu-jitsu gets repetitive, so it's up to you to make it unrepetitive in their mind, guessing, oh shit, what are we going to do today? Oh, I can't miss class, we're going to do something exciting today. And if you can do that, you keep bringing guys into class. In Cotman, our average gi class in the summer right now, it's like 50 people. It's
Wow.
insane. I'm like, damn, it's hot as shit. Like, you know what I mean? But they want to come in and see what we're gonna learn next, what drills we're gonna learn, because they don't want to miss out. Does that make sense?
100%. Definitely makes
Yeah,
sense.
and you as an instructor, that's your job, is to motivate them that way. And if you
Yeah.
motivate them that way, you'll get that one guy that's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. But that's okay, because for every 10 people, 5 quit within the first year. Like, you know the statistics, but the ones that stay are solid. They're strong. They're like, they know your system, and they continue to come.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a solid message. I definitely really, really like that message. Now, when it comes to messages, man, what's maybe your final message out there to the fans that are going to be watching this video?
Make jiu-jitsu great again. Keep training hard. I don't know, man. Like, I just train fucking hard every class. I hear these stories of like schools not training 1 round. Fuck that. Jiu-jitsu is meant to be hard. Train hard. Even at this age, I don't even want my guys to go light. Don't hurt me. Don't break my neck, but keep me training hard. Make jiu-jitsu great again, if
I
that makes
love it.
sense.
Definitely makes sense. Dude, William, it's been awesome talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on. It means a lot to me. And good luck with your tattoo, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yep.